How's it going, y'all? It is me, Xtengrim, and we're here with another episode of the Shadow Nexus Mixtape. And I'm super excited to have an amazing crew of people, the Coven. The Coven is formed of 4 amazing VTubers, and they're all monsters. And I'm super excited to hear about them and all the things that they are, and what they show, and how they represent themselves among their communities. But we're going to let them introduce themselves a little bit, and we're going to start with the amazing Talbot.
Hey everybody, TalbotStories doesn't show very well because I didn't want to hurt anybody if they stared for too long. But I am an Eldritch Lord, and I use whimsical magic to weave stories for people to enjoy. Since Dad won't let me rule your domain.
And great to have you on here. We had a returning, the next 3 guests are returning guests from the episodes from before, episode 2 and episode 4. But episode 4 returning guest, the Limejellomoster.
Hello again. I'm Limejellomoster, a slime variety VTuber on Twitch.
It's great to have you back again. Also, now once again another returning guest, the AlteredEntertainment from episode 2 of our D&D session.
Hi everyone, my name is AlteredEntertainment. I am a VTubing variety vampire and aspiring storyteller. So, you know, in the future, some of those may be coming out for everyone to enjoy as well.
Glad to have you back. And last but definitely not least, the returning from also episode 4 with the Limejellomoster, Shy Goddess.
Hello, Shy Goddess, your lovely demon goddess variety streamer. Happy to be back.
So I'm happy to have all y'all back. I'm happy to have the returning guests and of course having the full Coven aboard with TalbotStories. Thank y'all for being here and thank y'all for joining us. Obviously, one of the biggest things that people want to know, or I think people would love to know, how did the Coven get started?
I feel like that's an altered question.
Is it?
I don't know.
I mean,
you know, we were like me and Tao were talking about that today. I think
how'd that conversation go there?
It was
Books.
a lot of reading, helping him with his books.
So it really started with Talbot and Altered. They would edit like Talbot's books, which he has released on Amazon.
Yep.
So they would get in a call and they would edit their books, and then Talbot and I became friends. And he's like, "Hey, come read these books." I'm like, "Hell yeah, I love books." And then Shy like eventually started joining us to edit these books, and I can't remember if it was Talbot or Altered, but one of them was like, "We should just like this is our little family. We're all super close. We talk about like our VTuber lore all the time, and and we talk about how, you know, if we ever get the chance, we're all gonna live together in a house and this
yeah, we're gonna make our little
and...
Castle Altered and Castle of the Coven.
Yeah, so we all just kind of like we melted together. We're like one troop.
And that is like that pretty much summarizes everything as well. Like the the origins was Talbot and myself, especially. We had like ties to a person, which ended up burning in fire. So we had bonded through kind of a shared experience, and then over time we had learned that he and I were one and the same person in different bodies in different spaces, but the same person basically. And then as Lime had mentioned, I had come across Lime, but I didn't really interact with her until, you know, I had seen Talbot in her channel for some time. We started conversing, and Chic Freak was actually who ties all of us kind of together. That wasn't necessarily how we all met, but that was like the common link where all 4 of us came together. And as for us, you know, coming together as a family, as a coven, it was we've all had our shared experiences again, you know, issues. We've really leaned and supported each other through difficult times. And the way I had described it before, at least from my part, was I had found my tribe. And these people, these monsters here, are my tribe.
It's always great to kind of bond together and come together when both in trauma and in joys of similarities. So that's really cool to see all y'all. So how long have y'all officially been a coven? Like 1 year, 5 years, 6 years, 7, 20? I mean, how long has the coven actually existed?
September 29th, 2023.
Yep.
Yeah,
Not-
sounds about right.
Oh wow!
You
So
know
it's
that, though.
so
Like, how do you?
we
Do you
went
know
back
the time?
today.
We've been hunting for
me-
this. Come
me
on
and
now.
Tal-
Receipts.
Me and Tal were hanging out today, and we went back and looked because we knew that question was gonna come up. We're like, we're pulling out the receipts for
You can
this.
tell who did their homework for
Okay,
this.
hang on real quick. Let me go snag a piece of paper real quick that I can flick. Like I'm pulling out a record or something real quick. Hang on, here we go. Just September 29th, 2023.
wow. So y'all are still fairly young then, and as
We
a group, coming in 1 year into the thing. So you're young, or not even a year old, basically, as a group, which is amazing. Y'all have an amazing connection. I've seen y'all interact many a times on streams with each other and do amazing things. So with that, what's the ideal for y'all as far as content creating? Is the coven going to come together to do a little more content? Is the coven going to be more of a larger aspect of it, or is the coven just going to be just what y'all call y'all selves and how y'all are going to address each other more than anything?
So I have thoughts on that, and I don't know if everyone else is going to be on the same page or not. We haven't fully discussed, like, in concrete details what we're actually going to be. I know when we first set everything up, we didn't want anyone to feel obligated to do or be or say a certain thing or be at a certain place at a certain time. So everyone's still running their own thing individually. But on the backside, we're also doing things together. Like we said, we're supporting each other. We're helping each other write lore. We're making content that we're going to put into a single spot where all of us are connected as well. And for anyone who wants to reach out to any of us, can reach out to us through that portal. Beyond that, like, I know we're going to try and collaborate, I'm sure, as much as possible, but
We
Go
do
ahead, Shy.
have a fairly sorry.
oh no, please. I thought because Shy was saying something.
We
I-
do have a fairly big project coming. I'm sorry. It's the
Work in
lulls,
progress.
man. It's the lulls.
Work in progress. 4 guests. We can do this. We can do this.
Go Shy.
For the question of like I think we've all talked about it, and for now, for the indefinite future, it's just gonna be the 4 of us. Like, that's what we're most comfortable with. Just the coven. It's just the 4 of us.
Yep,
But
to get
we
in,
do-
it's like signed in blood. You guys have to, be agreed upon by all 4 of us to join.
But we have been talking more, and I think that's what Lime was gonna say, about doing projects together. We have that in the works.
Yeah, we have some like
Of it.
secret channels and stuff coming in that we
Secrets.
haven't talked about yet, but there is Coven stuff coming in the future for sure.
So you're not required to spill any beans on here, but I would love to be the first to be able to help announce any of these amazing things for y'all on the Shadow Nexus. But I mean, we can't talk a little bit about it. I did announce it on the stream earlier today, but we can talk a little bit about it. We are planning to do a tabletop D&D session with some Pokemon aspects into it. Myself as a DM, and with the 4 Coven members here, which I'm super excited about. That will hopefully come out here in the next couple months, also here on the YouTube channel, and you'll be able to follow that storyline and go through that as well. So I'm super excited to that project, both for myself aspect, and really amazing to have all 4 of y'all be a part of that as well.
I'm excited to watch Talbot do it because he's not a Pokemon player, nor is he a D&D player.
Wait,
Oh,
what makes you think any of those?
are required.
I'm so
D&D
excited.
is
That's
played
gonna
the
be
shit out of
watch it.
Pokemon growing up.
Dungeons and Dragons is pure storytelling. Like that's at its heart. That's all you need to be
Oh,
able to do.
absolutely. I'm just excited
it's
to watch.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I'm curious if we're gonna revive the More Than Two.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
I mean,
Spoke
I'd be
about the other
happy
day.
to. That's why I defaulted to a Pokemon trainer because I couldn't handle business.
Numbers aren't his strong suit.
No, they're not my strong suit.
Okay.
How many Pokemon are on your team? More than 2.
More than 2.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, that's awesome. It will be great to see the content going out from there from y'all as well. I know with my team, the Bamps, we do amazing things and have so much fun doing it. One of our biggest things is known as the Booze Cruise, which I'm not sure if any of y'all have actually been able to have a chance to see in the last year, because the last one's been a little bit. Hopefully we'll get another one out this year. But basically, it's a big event. We all party together all day long. It's basically a raid train aspect, but only with us. So we kind of hop from each other's channels back to back, play with each other all day long, and share our communities and have good times, good laughs, and a little drink along the ways. I think I had to down a good amount. There's a good clip. Brother Grimm is a clip on both on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch, and it signifies the justification of that entire segment, and it was absolutely amazing. So I'm looking forward to it, and it would be really amazing to see what y'all do here in the future. I know y'all play games here and there throughout y'all's streams together, which is absolutely amazing. And I think y'all really feed off each other really well, so it's really cool to see y'all interact as well.
Aww.
So you kind of mentioned it. The Coven doesn't plan to grow, which is understandable. It's a very, very tight-knit group and very well kept. What are some of the things that y'all would love to see in the end for y'all's communities as a whole, with the Coven and maybe with an individual aspect to it involving the rest of the Coven?
Grim's asking the real questions tonight.
like, crap, I hadn't thought about any of this yet.
All right. I clearly didn't do my homework.
Honestly,
So go ahead, Talbot,
go
please.
ahead, bud. All right.
the
I kind of really don't care what comes of it. I'm really just kind of happy that I've, got friends that I consider family at this point, and that I can spend, an hour here or there, or maybe an evening or an afternoon. Like, cool if it goes somewhere, if we could make something of it, awesome, love it. But like at the end of the day, it's just being able to connect with one another is nice.
Our communities are pretty intertwined anyway.
They really are.
Yeah.
One thing that so like some visions, some sites, some plans or goals that I would like to see for us would be let me plug in my headset before it dies, supersonic hearing and all.
Awkward.
Yeah,
If you have VTubers, you're gonna get scuff.
Oh yeah.
But some of the plans I would like to see happen would be like, so Talbot's already, as you guys know, as many of you probably listening in, watching this will know, Talbot's an author. Having an opportunity for us to go ahead and read through his book as a team and with other voices as are willing to join, to put that out there would be fantastic. Number one. Number two, we had even joked here or commented, I'm not entirely joking when I say I would like to find a way for us to be on a large lot of land or a compound or something, we'll call it a commune, the Coven, where we're all able to just support each other again. Maybe not literally on the same land. I would be willing, but I can't speak for everyone else.
I'm down.
Only if it's a castle. We have to get like an actual castle. With
I'm okay with that.
Actual velvet everywhere, and I need a library. I have requirements, Altered.
Look,
All right,
you think you need a library? Like, I'm gonna need a library, okay?
I need my red room.
But no, I mean, so those are some things. And then again, maybe if we're able or willing, like a bi-weekly or even a monthly kind of for sure get together co-stream that we can all participate in. Something, something small, something easy to do. Because those other ones are rather long-term goals.
So you kind of mentioned a couple things, and I'm gonna pick at you on it a little bit. So just
me.
go with me. So you kind of talked about actual land. So IRL aspect of it. Obviously, y'all as a group known each other, formed a group within the last year. How long have y'all officially generally known each other? I mean, like for me and the Bamps, I've known Deetra and Big Chewy since high school, so it's been
Not that
a
long.
hot minute for me.
No.
But like Swiv, Pink Lemon, and Akuna Matata, I've only known for like the last 3 years. So just kind of curious, how long was the friendship before y'all chose to become the Coven?
Cal, I've known since 2022, like the end of 2022. Lime, I found at the end of 2022, but I didn't. We were actually just talking about this too. Like, I didn't actually start talking to her until like March of 2023. And then same with Alt. We've known each other since like January of last year as well.
We've seen each other around a little bit before that, but we didn't really like get to know each other until about that time. And then for Talbot and myself, it's April of 2022, if I'm not mistaken.
The whole
It was
thing living together started really with Talbot and Altered because of their bromance.
So
They've
you
got
have to
a
understand.
strong bromance.
Talbot and I. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lime.
No, I was just gonna say, and then Altered and Shy are actually partners. So where one goes, the other one goes too.
Talbot and I
I'm up here in Canada going, hello.
Talbot and I had a 2-year plan. Do you remember what it is, Tal?
To be debt free and living together.
Yup.
And married?
Beyond that, we were going to be married to each other. Oh yeah. It's like,
we're very close.
Don't
And what
anybody
did
get in the way?
what did Tal's wife think of that?
No comment.
No
What?
comment.
Who are we talking about?
So there's another aspect of it. All of y'all are in serious and committed relationships. 2 of y'all are with each other within the group, and Tal, you are married, and Lime, you're just
I'm married.
Oh, you are married. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't think we talked about that last time.
Oh, no!
She's like, does my work count?
Yeah. So yeah, all great committed relationships. How Alt and Shy, y'all have only been, I'm assuming, committed for within the last year, maybe 2.
Year and a half.
Year and a half. Okay.
No, it's not serious.
Nothing.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, we're not gonna.
Damn.
We're not gonna.
Okay.
No.
So that there.
It's a joke.
You all
It's a
have to
joke.
remember.
So
Compared to Talbot and myself.
No.
Nothing compares.
No. When me and Altered first met, that was like what we told each other. We're not looking for anything. We just were looking for friends, and that obviously didn't happen.
Yeah, this man hit me up like, yeah, I kind of found someone I'm talking to, but we kind of agreed we're not looking for anything. And then they just were like inseparable, and I was like,
5 minutes
I were
later.
sitting in voice call snickering, like, yeah, all right, okay.
I don't know who you're trying to fool.
Ourselves, clearly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean,
But no,
that's
in
great.
all seriousness, no relationship will compare to Talbot's and mine. So just know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's valid. That's very valid. But so everyone's been in long-term and committed relationships. Y'all work together still and function together so well, which is kind of crazy. So for obviously Alt and Shy, y'all are within the group, so y'all get to experience everything. For real question, for Lime and Tal, what do y'all spouses feel about the relationships and the interactions that you have with the rest of the coven on the normal basis?
Go first, Line.
For me, Doug is like insanely supportive of like everything I do, and he knows about the coven. Like he's like, he calls them the coven. If I'm sitting in like a voice chat with them, I'll say I'm hanging out with the coven and things like that. And he like anything I do on the internet or like if I want to meet up with friends that I've met, I've done that before. He's like, "Heck yeah, do the thing. Get your passport. Go." Even like even my spicy stuff. Like a lot of people take a step back and they're like, "But you're married." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's super supportive of everything I do.
Mine's a little more. I don't even want to call it dynamic. The wife is military, so she's either gone all the time or worked to death and comes home and sleeps all the time. So I'm more or less free to kind of do whatever I want whenever I want, as long as the girls in the house is taken care of and give it attention when it needs.
That's fair. That's fair. I know I've heard many groups before in the past with different things in different groups where sometimes the outer relationships put strain on the groups itself. Not so much because it's intentional, but more of a you're trying to find that right balance between showing your significant other the love and support that they're looking for, but also trying to stay relevant to the group that you're in as well. So it's always a good struggle, and it's amazing that y'all have both what seems very supportive people to it, and that help you with it. And then obviously Alt and Shy, y'all found each other and seem very happy with each other, which is absolutely amazing and super exciting to continue to see that grow as well. So you kind of talked about the castle, kind of talked about the castle IRL, but I believe that we kind of brought into the castle into the mystical or into the fantasy world a moment during our last podcast episode with Lime and Shy. And apparently there's some rooms that are going on in there. Tell me a little bit about this castle in the Coven's world, and what it signifies for y'all, and like what are the different rooms and different things that are in there.
There's actually like a straight up lore story that Tal wrote.
I would say that's going to be a Tal question, but just know, Tal, before you respond to that, like
the PG
no matter what
version.
happens,
The PG
no matter
version.
what happens,
Okay, I'm listening.
I'm not going to let any relationship, coven or otherwise, get between you and me, man.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so
Mwah.
listen here, sweet cheeks. I'm gonna need you to get a little closer for that.
Mwah.
Oh, mwah.
There we go.
I see that shot.
I can hear the eye roll from here. So more or less the lore was written as basically two pairs matching up. Lime and Shy were running around having a good time, sneaking off to do the things and stuff. I was what we're gonna call it.
They were cavorting through the woods.
I don't know. Have you seen the front yard? It's a little dead.
Think the Addams Family mansion.
Yeah. And they were trying to get away from the storm. Ooh. Yeah. No, go for it.
You want me to do it?
You got
so
this.
Shy and I were walking through the woods. It was raining, and we came across this castle, and we were like, "Hey, neat, a castle!" So we went inside because it was raining, and things transpired. We had some fun, and then we realized that there were two dudes sitting there, and we're like, "Hey, we're gonna
Yes.
stay."
Yeah. Well, they got offended at us. We're just like, this is
Talbot and
our
I-
home.
We were there minding our own business, okay? Discussing books and details when these two intruders came into our home. Like they own the place.
Right?
Well, we do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't keep one out of the void room.
Oh, you're gonna have to explain what the void room is now.
I
Yep.
do.
Yeah,
I do.
we're gonna need
Okay, so
detail there.
lore specific being an Eldritch being, there's tentacles everywhere, and they have to be contained somewhere. You can't. What is it? You cannot create nor destroy. It's got to go somewhere. So they are thrown into what we call the void through a nice little dimensional portal, and they chill in this room, and they mind their own business. They don't bother anybody. I throw a couple sacrifices in there every now and then. Except there's this one green slime who, no matter what I do, sneaks
Manages
in
to-
there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm pretty sure she just like flattens herself, like folds her clothes, leaves them at the door.
I
You
told
flattens
you
can't
can't
tell
even
me
have
there's
a-
a room of tentacles and expect me not
slithers
to
her
go
way under
inside.
there. I'm
I
not
told you,
mad
Talbot,
about
you
that. I'm
can't even
talking
have a
about the
keyhole,
mess.
okay? Oh,
I don't care
mess.
about the keyhole either. It's the mess.
They've
She
tried
tracks
boarding it
across
up.
the
They've
house.
tried
You know how hard it is to
keeping me
get
out. They
green
can't keep
slime
me
out of
out. I will
carpet?
find a way to get my tentacles. Don't.
Lime even turned shy against me to get that door open.
Oh, that was a huge fight.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Shy always takes my side.
I did nothing.
Anything.
I'm innocent.
So I have to ask, how many tentacles are in that room?
It's a void room for a reason.
Many.
And
Many.
You
I
open
haven't
door
counted.
and it's just a sea, like for as far as you can see. You
There you
try to
go.
look around the door frame and it's just a sea in the other direction. It's just a floating door.
Paradise is what I call it.
Yes.
So obviously you got many of rooms in there in general. I mean, it's a imagine size house. Let's go a little deeper if y'all are willing to.
yes,
What
there
is-
is a
what is-
dungeon.
Always deeper.
Okay, we did not need to go that way, but all right. No, I'm joking. We figured there was a dungeon. With the way that y'all act, I would be surprised if there wasn't going to be.
What is that supposed to mean?
What? I'm
What are
sorry.
you
Exactly,
implying?
all these assumptions and
I would apply nothing that we haven't already discussed within this episode of the amount of
Oh, okay,
things
then
that
we're
y'all
good.
do.
okay. If they told you, then it's okay.
What is y'all's private rooms look like within the Coven?
Good question.
Again,
think
shall we
we've
go
gone
from
that
left to
far.
right?
Right to the left. Let's toss it up a little bit.
Ooh.
All right. Shy.
Getting spicy in here.
Oh God. No, because we share a room, sir. So that's you. That's all on you.
Look, I run hot, okay? So the room is cool. It's dark stone with velvet red, plush, lots of crimson colors. Accents of gold, and I've actually installed a perpetual rain machine right outside my window. Ah, so relaxing.
It is nice. It is nice. Gotta love the rain and the thunder. Little spot for Nyx and Bathu.
Oh, speaking of which, I gotta fix Matthew's cage. He keeps getting out.
Okay. Miss Lime.
Mine. You know that blow up furniture from the 90s, like the
Yeah.
see-through blow. Okay, imagine that, but like all my furniture, and it's Jello.
Okay.
So my bed is Jello, my chairs and my tables are Jello. Yeah, it's one big room of slime
You sh-
with Pokemon here and there.
you should see. It's pretty sweet.
All right.
Tentacle
Tal?
or two have taken from the void room.
Oh dear lord.
Is that where those went?
I didn't think you'd notice.
I told you, man. I told you.
Mr. Tal, what's your room look like?
I sleep in the library amongst arranged books.
The library that we're looking at right now?
Table.
Yeah. Lime's blocking the makeshift bed.
Oh, my
books
bad.
that I put
Okay.
over there. Yeah.
Okay.
Look, you have to understand, Grim. Being an eldritch being, he doesn't actually need sleep very often, but there are times when he enters what you could call a meditative state. Typically, that's when his tentacles are handling the pen and paper. A lot of these things come out of his subconscious. Look, it is.
I can see myself in it. I'll just go.
Well, it explains a couple of things, but you know what? Keep going.
I mean, and honestly, I didn't say where y'all slept. I just wanted to know about your private rooms. If you sleep in your private rooms, that's fantastic. But I mean, you're all monsters, so in technicality, sleep comes little to none to y'all. So I could see where there is no sleep probably happening in those rooms.
Oh no.
Oh, disagree. I sleep all the time.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Naps all the time. There is a difference.
Yeah. You'll find me like, I don't know, on the counter in the kitchen or something, and I've fallen. It's like narcolepsy. Like I'll just fall asleep.
Mid conversation, just start snoring.
Yeah. Getting like a book off a shelf or something from a ladder, and I'm sleeping.
Yo.
Good thing she has no bones.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow. Oh. So y'all for the most part all have you're all monsters. So, and we probably have been introduced a few times within streams or content, but I don't think we've been actually fully asked. We kind of made a hint to it a moment ago. But do you have any pets within this home, and what are they?
Well, starting off is that little purple tuft of bastardness called Bathu. He's started developing an attitude on him lately. I don't know why, but he's been accusing me of beating him with a stick every time he comes out, and people are starting to believe it.
There you go.
What have you done to poor little Bathu?
Nothing. I swear. I so beat the shit out of that.
I think I'm the only other one. Yeah, I have little Nyx. She is a mimic who has taken the form of a cat from another world.
Well, I have purple slime. I have grape slime.
Oh yeah.
That's all it is. It's a grape slime. It follows me around. I don't know where it came from. It just kind of showed up one day and hasn't left.
I thought I thought I saw it come from. Remember that grape soda you had the other day? Like I could have sworn you left a little something behind, and then it kept growing, and I thought I held onto it like a little science project.
Is that okay? That makes sense. I do leave like trails everywhere, and sometimes they come to life. I can't help it.
All right, so we're spawning things out of just randomness. Interesting.
Oh yeah, there's little limes running around everywhere.
There's a cosmic being right there. What do you mean? Of course we are.
Hey, it's not always my fault.
Tal, you don't have a pet. If you did have one, what would it be?
I don't have a pet. I have an assistant, and I feel like if I called her a pet, she would beat me. So we don't call her a pet.
You want a stick?
No. You know darn well she will chase you with that.
Okay, fair enough. It's kind of interesting to see how different characters react with different monsters and other things like that. So you have the different monsters, you have your pets, which is fantastic. have you encountered within this fantasy aspect of the home? Have you encountered invaders, and what were they invading for?
Well, that was actually part of the reason why Shy and Lime were invited to stay with us. You see, the local denizens of the village nearby have really taken a dislike to Talbot and myself. And I don't know why. I mean, I only eat maybe 3 of them a month. It's not that many if you think about it. But apparently they take issue with that. So a couple of times, only 3. Look, it could be 1 a day, right? But
I mean, are they at least the bad ones, the crooks, the evils?
We don't
anything?
ask.
Oh, we just
Yeah.
okay. We just don't ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I cast lots, and that's how I decide.
Pick straws.
But yeah, on occasion they do try and storm the gates and bash in our door, but we tend to either turn or eliminate them swiftly. You know, you got to put the others in line. You know what I mean?
You're putting them in line. Mine got creepy.
I mean,
What?
you're not wrong, Talbot. You're not wrong.
Listen. My father spoke of all these days of how he would descend upon the mortals and tell them to kneel as they feared and cowered before him. Now they just like look at me and they call me daddy, and I just don't understand. It meant one thing a million years ago, and it's completely something now. And I just chucked them in the
We're
void
not
room.
supposed to tell them our bedroom talk. Tell them.
Listen, they already know you sneak into the void room. All right, I think we're beyond that.
It's, you see, when Haster had told you that they would kneel and worship you, this just wasn't exactly what you expected, but it's not far off.
Their mouths
what?
opened. You were
You're not
confused.
wrong.
That's what are you talking about, Lime?
Don't worry about it.
Ready for
I
service?
see myself out. Goodbye.
Oh my. Okay, so that lines up a little bit more of how things get along so well with y'all. Lime and Shy have major daddy issues, and you have been known as a daddy, and we go from there. So this all lines up perfectly now. It makes total sense. Done and done. Thank y'all for the great episode. Until next time, we're gonna see it. No.
We cracked the case.
Yay!
With a twist.
I sent Talbot in real life. I sent him an Entei card.
Yep.
Or no, I was going to, and then you bought yourself one. I was like,
You couldn't find one. It was like they had there was only like one or two of them, like for sale, and I was like, oh no, I can't let this moment escape.
We actually kind of talked about that in the last episode with daddy issues and Entei. So if you are a Pokemon lover and love daddy issues, there's a high chance you'll love Entei and Pokemon Movie 3. So definitely go look that out. Definitely recommended by Limejello and Shy Goddess on that aspect. So we kind of asked about it during my episode with Altered, about the D&D aspect and classing and things like that. What would y'all feel would be your class for a D&D aspect of it? Rogue, bard, fighter, what do you think would be the best fit for you
Bard.
and your character?
Samesies.
Bard.
Absolutely bard. Shy and I are just like men strolling down the road.
Yeah.
You're talking D&D aspect, what class we would be in a Pokemon world?
No,
Just in
general, just in D&D.
Oh, well then
No.
you already know mine. I'm tied between 2, which is the rogue, actually 3, the rogue, the swashbuckler, and the warlock.
Okay. And that builds going on to your character and everything like that, which is great. And we touched base on that on episode 2. So again, go watch episode 2 if you haven't seen it with me and Altered. We have some amazing conversation about D&D.
Oh, I had a blast.
Tal, what about you, man? What do you feel like would represent your character as a whole in a potential D&D class?
The mix between fighter and warlock.
Okay. I personally think warlock would probably go better just because of the whole Eldritch thing, but you know, I could see a fighter. I could see a fighter in there. For sure.
Sometimes you run out of slots and you gotta hit them with a steak.
There you go. Gotta hit him with the stick. Okay. And jump around a little bit here, which is usually I go a little more straight line, but let's jump around a little bit. We're gonna go back to the IRL aspect of it. I know Altered and Shy, y'all had a point, did meet each other IRL. Is there ever a point, or is there plans into the future for an IRL meet of the entire Coven?
Oh, I am sure there are.
Oh yeah. We've talked about it. We've talked about wanting to do that.
Yeah. Alt brought up that we could like get a B&B and all, you know, pitch in and meet up there because we're all very spaced out. Like those three are in the States, but they're on one's on
Completely
the West
opposite
Coast,
coasts.
one's in the middle, one's on the East Coast. So we have to find one spot to get together.
Dare I say, the mountains of Colorado. I think that's pretty
know
like
where that
smack in
is.
the middle.
That's
Colorado.
right above me.
Your town doesn't exist.
Oh yeah.
Shit. Damn.
Oh.
We know that. We know that.
Yeah. The idea had come up because I had gone to a convention and several friends of mine had gathered up like 5 years ago. And it was just much more affordable for us all to be like, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and rent this beach house for 5 days, and it's gonna cost us each $180 total for the place. Fuck it, let's go.
Okay, there you go. IRL meets are absolutely amazing. And I think it's terrifying all in the same time, right?
Absolutely.
I disagree.
Oh, okay. All right, let's hear this.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Okay, I mean, like, what exactly would you like me to say? I've been around a couple thousand years.
I'm
I'm ready to die now if I need to.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I was terrified when I did my IRL meetup with a bunch of my online friends. I was terrified.
So, for me, in real talk here, the reason I'm not terrified of it personally would be, I have plans. I do tend to plan things out for myself at least, but when it's involving other people, I tend to go with the flow in terms of like, hey, whether you like me or don't, that's entirely up to you. Whether I like you or not, that's entirely up to me. I already like who I believe you to be, but I know that that's just an image in my head. You know what I mean? So, come what may, accept people as they come, but put them where they belong, if that makes sense.
I understand that, and I agree with it into a sense. I say terrifying in the aspect of we live in a world now where it is acceptable to meet people online easier. I mean, for the most part, and no one has to say their age, but I believe for the most part, we're all within a rough age range of the same age. I know back in the 90s and even in the early 2000s, it was never meet a person online. Ever.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that was the general concept, and that's what I grew up with, and that's what I learned. So even though I only have done an IRL meetup one time with the BAMPs and things like that, it was still like, and I've all seen them all in person. We've seen their face cams, all that. It's still, there's two people in this world that you see. You see the person that's here online and interacting with the communities and the people around them, and you see IRL person. And sometimes it's hard IRL to cover up some of those things that you don't see online. And we kind of touched base a little bit on the previous episodes about having that persona online and having it IRL, and having to keep up the difference sometimes of what you feel you need in order to keep that show going for people who love who you are. So I think the terrifying aspect of meeting people IRL is because of that. I absolutely loved and enjoyed my IRL meetup with the Vamps. It was a memory and things that I will never forget. And they are people that will have a place in my life and in my heart forever to come. Whether we stop talking because of whatever happens, whether we stop hanging out, doesn't matter to me. They have a place in my heart and they always will. And I think that's what y'all have too. From this point forward, from almost September of last year, y'all will have each other in your hearts no matter what. And you know, the hope and pray in the general is that you stay together, you stay close friends, you stay all that. But we also know life happens, and sometimes things get in the way, and sometimes it's just harder to hang out, harder to talk. But I think that's the fear of IRL meetup, is sometimes you meet that person that you didn't realize you met, but you'll still love them no matter what, you know?
As for like the you were talking about how we put on a persona because we're entertainers. That's I think the greatest part about the Coven is that because we've been through so much in such a short period of time together, like these three people have seen my good, my bad, and my ugly all in, you know, however year and a half, 2 years that we've known each other. So, like, they've seen all of the real sides of each other, I would say. So, like, yeah, we put on, you know, these personas for streaming or content creation, but when it's just us, like, we're just us.
We're just us. I remember that was a big thing for, you know, for us here. We were like, I don't want to put anyone on blast. So, you know, obviously it's a 25% chance to guess who it is. But that was one of the comments made. It was just like, look, I'm looking for people who want to be my friend, not my persona's friend, my friend. And I vibe with that so much. And like this idea of, and maybe it is a character or personality I put on when I stream and I don't even realize it, but I'd like to think, and Shai can attest to this as she's met me in person, the person I am here, who you see online, is who I am in person.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, can't confirm whether he's streaming or not. He does make the injured and dying sounds when he gets hurt.
Yep.
No,
Oh, yeah.
like most definitely, like who he is here is who he is. And I've said that too. I remember the last episode, like, yes, I have this persona of the demon goddess, but like the personality in it is me. Like what you see personality wise, how I act on stream, how I interact with people is exactly how I interact offline. And I'm sure Alt can attest to that too. Like that's who I am. I might hide behind a VTuber model and like I have that persona, but like personality wise, what you see is what you get. Like
now there was a time that she was putting on a farce, we'll call it.
Oh my god.
And it wasn't because she was trying to deceive anyone. It was more like that was the anticipated persona that everyone already had of her. So she kind of filled the role, if that makes sense. Until she more stood her ground for who she is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So here's a question to all that as well. What was each of your turning points to be, these are the people I want in my life and I never want to lose them? What was that moment? What was that turning point that was just like, I cannot lose these people?
I can't pinpoint the exact, like, it wasn't a single point for me and Talbot to start because, you know, he and I had met each other first of the four of us here. But again, I guess if I had to pick one, it was when we were swapping stories and he's like, yeah, this is me and this is the relationships I've had in the past and this is how I grew up and this is what I'm dealing with now. I'm like, Talbot, you are me 2 years ago. Like exact details for what we had shared at the time. I am you and you are me. You are my blood. It was things like that, except, you know, not exact person, you know, people swapping places. But Lime got to know myself and I got to know her. I got to know Shai and Shai got to know me. And again, like Lime was saying, we've seen each other at our weakest. We've seen each other thriving. And it was the fact that we were able to be ourselves with each other, insecurities, thoughts, fears, doubts, aspirations, and all, and still accept each other without judgment, with nothing but support. That's when I knew that these were my people.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah,
me,
I can't really. Sorry.
You want to go?
We do this
Go
all the
first.
time. This is not new, by the way. Shy and I
Oh, yeah,
interrupt each
yeah.
other so often. I agree with Altered though. Like, there's not really one moment that I can pinpoint where, like, I was like, "These are my people." I was just like, I was hanging out with the three of them. Like, there was a point every single day we would talk.
Yep.
And I remember, like, there would be a day that would go by if, like, we were busy or something, because life happens and we all have lives. And I'd be like, "Where's my coven? My people are missing." So it was like a gradual thing. I don't think there's a day that go by that I don't message Shy something like really stupid that I found on Pinterest or like Twitter or something.
Oh, it's funny. We even started a sound bite, which was the SpongeBob having written faces on his fingers. The gang's all here.
Love it. Love it.
For me, I'm out of the three of them, I met Tal first. He was someone that was there when I was at a low point, and he was just very supportive and just a friend. I've said it in my stream and in alt streams a few times. Alt is someone who came into my life, and he actually saved me from a pretty terrible situation I was in. And Lime, we started hanging out every day, and she's just someone I can go to all the time if I need someone. Again, like both of them said, like, no judgment. Like, if we're having a bad day, we can have our bad days and just be with each other and vent to each other.
I think
So
I have words for it, but I want you and Tal to finish first.
like, I don't think there's like a specific point. It's just all the little things as we've gotten to know each other, and just the being able, like Alt said, just to be ourselves. Like, when we're all hanging out in the coven, we don't have to be, anyone else. We don't have to put on like a show like in streams and stuff. Like, we're just ourselves, and on streams, like, I am myself, but I don't tend to show like the bad, like, so when I'm having a bad day or a really rough day, I can just go in the coven. They've all heard me cry. Like, they've all heard me really upset, and like, they're still here.
Tal?
Well, I guess I have to start with Altered. So for me, the for sure bit was when the vindictive friend, I guess the only way to say it is they tried to weaponize my friendship with them to get Altered to do something they wanted, and for me it was an easy choice. Ultimately, at that point in time in my life, the one thing I valued more than anything was just respect and like acknowledgement from somebody else. And Altered was probably the first person to do that uh, in my adult life since the military, honestly. So that moment right there was a big thing. Something we talked about a lot. Where I told him is just like I don't care. Like you don't expect anything from me. I don't expect anything from you. We just want to like be friends and have a good time and enjoy one another's company. And I mean, we just kind of fucking it went from there. And then we did our own thing. We met a couple other people, and then I met Lime. And I'll go ahead and say this: I've asked numerous people about books and things, and if they were interested. And I tell you what, Lime like almost shattered my eardrums one day when I asked her. It's like, hey, would you like to join us for readings and voice acting? And oh, she was so ecstatic, and she just like jumped into it, and it I'll say it, we didn't even miss a beat. And she went in there. She gave us some very healthy advice.
Mhm.
I will not say the thing, but it is a line I will always make.
It was
fun of
very
her for.
pointed.
I'm the spice advisor.
She is the spice advisor,
Especially from the female perspective.
Mhm.
Good with
I'm
that.
gonna put that as like my
Yes,
title.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a badge. It's gonna say spice advisor.
Spice advisor. Okay.
Yeah, she just like supportive, always there, but it was never like an obligation. It was always just wanted to be there, which is
Mhm.
again the big thing that I value. And then same thing with Shy. Like ran into Shy. She was doing her streams. We talked a bunch, and she just wanted to exist and be with people. And it more feels like we we all picked up Shy and put her on our shoulders, and she's not allowed to go anywhere. And it's just, I guess the best way to describe it is we'll sit in the VC sometimes and just like not talk whatsoever.
That's
In the VC.
that's what I was gonna say.
And it, dare I say, it feels like home.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like I had something to say that I think all of us are gonna agree to, and it's the moment we knew on a deep down level was when we can sit in silence, in peace, and be
Mhm.
happy.
Mhm.
There's
And
not
that's
that
it.
awkward like, oh no, none of us are talking, like we have to say something. Oh, it's so awkward. Like it's just we enjoy just doing our own thing while we're hanging out together. If someone decides they have something to say, they'll say it, but for the most part, like there's a lot of times where our VCs are just silent. Like
We're
we're
just
just
vibing with
doing
each
our
other.
own thing. Someone might be sharing their screen with what they're doing and we might be watching that, but for the most part, like they're pretty quiet sometimes. Like we're just existing with each other.
I couldn't think of a more happier group of people to exist with each other for sure. So people look for this all the time. Let's get reality here. People look for a group of friends that hopefully they can have a fraction of what y'all are describing and showing today. What is one thing that you can say to people out there that are looking for what you have, for looking for that camaraderie, that friendship, that I want to have people always there for me? What is one thing that you would say both to either avoid or maybe to really look at when you're choosing friends?
Be genuine and honest.
Mhm.
Like don't look for a friendship because you're expecting something. Like just
Like,
be yourself.
this is cheesy to say, and you can bonk me if you want, but
I'm gonna get my hammer.
if you have to force it, it's probably shit.
Yeah. I've heard that before.
Like,
Yeah.
like it's
That's fair.
cheesy, but I mean, like,
Because I don't think any of us, like, we just naturally got along and everything. None of our friendships were forced at all.
Yeah, we all from the very beginning we all kind of like showed our real face. We were honest with each
Mhm.
other and we were honest with ourselves, and we just kind of started orbiting around each other. Like we were
Mhm.
just who we are. So you kind of
And
have to be honest with the people around you and the people that you want in your life.
And I think it's funny as hell the way we are as well. At least where my position is with us as well, because I've described it before, and I've described it before coming here. I am the most apparently well behaved of the group, but when I don't get point. So the idea is that, like, okay, so every one of us are gonna have something different to say because every one of us is obviously different from each other, right? So Shy's be genuine, Talbot's don't force anything, don't force it, or it's gonna be, obviously it's shit. If you have to make it happen, it's not real. For me, the piece of advice I would say would be, protect your peace, because if the people around you, friends, family, wife, husband, whoever, is a disruption to your peace, it will be a war. It always will happen over time. So
I'm gonna
make
write
sure
that
you
down. That's some damn good advice.
There you go. Put that on a t-shirt. Boom.
Mm.
But that would be my advice. Seek people who are peaceful with you.
If
Well.
you can't fall asleep with them in a VC and risk them hearing you snore, then they're not
Shut up.
family. I've done it, okay? I've fallen asleep with you guys in a call. Don't start with me.
I was like, who's snoring? Hold on. Let's get that. Let's get that detail. No.
He and I were in a voice chat one day. We had cams on, and all of a sudden he just kind of reclines back in his chair, and it's almost completely prone because the chair reclines that far. And all of a sudden I hear, not snoring, but heavier breathing. I'm like, oh, he's asleep. All right, cool. I'm a mute. I'm gonna keep him company, but I'm a mute so I don't wake him.
Oh.
I make sure to mute when I fall asleep in VC with you guys, so you don't hear me snoring.
You've actually like popped in just to like fall asleep to us, just like having a conversation.
Yeah. When they edit, when like Altered and Talbot are going through and editing books, and Shot is hanging out, I'll just like pop in, like, noise to sleep to. So relaxing.
I think that is probably the ultimate sign of a true friendship for two things. If you can fall asleep with those people around you and feel that comfortable, you put yourself in the most vulnerable state that you will ever be in around somebody. And if you feel that you're that comfortable, I do believe that that is a sign of true friendship there with those people. You're always going to have the clown arounds. You're always going to have the funs. But if you feel like you can genuinely just fall asleep and not worry about anything happening to you other than you may have got in a blanket put over you because you fell asleep next to them, I see that as a true friendship, right? Y'all kind of touched base earlier about being in the voice calls and feeling like that was a true moment of like different friendship as well. I think honestly with the IRL meet with the Bamps, the moment it became reality was when we sat down and ate together, just us Bamps, and we had a meal together. I think that was honestly, and most of them said the same thing, that was a turning point of everything. That was where this is real. Like, this is crazy. Like, yeah, we were hanging out. Yeah, we were saying everything beforehand. But when we sat together, just us, and just ate a meal and just enjoyed food together and do that, I think that was a turning point for all of us. And knowing of these are the people that we love, and these are the people that are around us, and these are our chosen family. Really.
That's awesome.
So it's really cool to see all that. Okay, well, we kind of touched base on a lot of different things and a lot of aspects of the Coven, and it's been really an eye-opener to see the interaction between y'all and the laughs and the joys and everything. But now we get to have some fun and see how much y'all really know about each other.
No.
So we get to
same. I got the memory of a goldfish. What are you doing to me?
We did good. We did really good. On the last one.
All right.
Okay. Let's see.
We're gonna go into the Shadow Nexus trivia. Now this trivia is questions about the Coven. I did my research and looked up a bunch of information about all of y'all.
Oh, no.
And I want to see how much of each of y'all really know about each other when it comes to your streams. And aspects of it. So this is going to be really interesting and really eye-opening to do it. It is not to call anybody out, but if you call yourself out, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna go ahead and see myself out.
You know what this feels like? This feels like one of those.
The Coven tonight. They're kicking me out of bed tonight.
Don't lie. You're gonna hide in the void room.
I'm sleeping on the couch.
This feels like one of those, you know, the you see them on YouTube and on TikTok where they come together to couples and like, you guys okay swapping phones? You know, you can see each other's phone.
Oh my god.
So okay, it is a series of 10 questions, but we're gonna start off easy, and then we're gonna get progressively harder. And we're gonna see how well we go from here. So, we're gonna put our scoreboard right up in there. So, question number 1: in the Coven, there are a thing known as daddy issues, and it is a Pokemon. What Pokemon is it?
We all know this one.
Yeah.
Entei.
Yep, Entei.
All
Yeah.
Entei is correct. No issues there. Let's go.
Okay,
Now-
hold on, let me check my answers.
Well, there are some issues.
Question number 2. This isn't actually a question that we really touched base with in the thing, but has been multiple times confirmed with different aspects. There is an honorable member of the Coven, not officially within anything else, but is honorable. Who is that person?
Deetra.
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 Do I have to answer too? Deetra.
Lime, he said all together, or one at a time.
Or are you talking about
Answer.
Canny? Because we were talking last time about how Canny was
The
my
Dark
sidekick.
Wizard.
He's my pocket wizard.
That's a good question.
Well, that explains the dust.
I feel like it's Deetra though, because she's our artist for all of us. She
Artist,
helps.
collaborator, criminal, and
She's been helping so much with like the books and the
She was
artwork
officially
for all of
adopted.
it.
Like,
She
look.
was.
We're not
When you-
stealing here, don't worry.
when you true, fair
You can have
point, true,
joint
true.
custody.
I don't see anyone else who's knife handing Talbot.
Oh.
So that's I mean, I'll accept the answer that I've never heard it before up until today. That Deetra was an honorary member. Kenny actually is the only one that has been mentioned multiple times on multiple different occasions as an honorary member. So, but I will accept it. You all came to an agreement on it. That's a little difficult of one, so I will definitely allow it. So, question number 3. What year did the Coven start?
2023. I
2023.
thought- I was like, we just discussed.
It's like y'all just said this.
I was like, this is a trick question.
Question number 4. How many tentacles on a certain person's stream does it take to get to the Void Room?
10.
10.
10.
10 tentacles.
I'm
Congratulations.
not allowed to answer that one.
All right. Now we get into a little bit harder. Let's see how y'all do. Among the Coven, who has played the most amount of games on stream?
Lime.
I would have to say it would be Lime.
Final answer?
Because she's been streaming longer than us.
Fair enough.
So that's where my thought goes to. The only reason I'm like, okay, maybe I'm in contending with her is because I swapped game. I haven't updated the list, but I swapped games like every other week.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say
what I was
Altered,
gonna. I was gonna
actually.
say Altered. Like Lime plays a lot of games, but they were for the longest time. It was always Pokemon or Breath of the Wild for as long as I remember seeing.
How dare you?
Whereas you're looking at me, you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong.
You're not, but
I feel like it's pretty equal between you two, honestly.
Yeah, that's tough.
I think I have more recorded games.
I'm thinking that's what I'm saying as well. Her list is
Yeah.
more up to date than mine is as well.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I would definitely agree with Lime.
Yeah, I'd go with Lime.
Lime, according to the information that was gathered, is the highest person that has played among the Coven, with a grand total
Until
of
tomorrow.
128 streams, different
Cool.
stream games. That's including just chatting, AMR, and other things like that. But you have streamed 120 different games since you have started streaming.
Really?
Yes.
Holy
how-
shit.
all-
We have to talk about-
Altered
we have to talk
has
about how to
come
get
on.
these statistics.
Yeah, where did you get these stats?
That's my secret from my
Oh,
con.
my
No,
God.
I'll definitely share all that information as well. Alter comes in at a whopping close 30 under at 96 games. And then Tao goes at 43 and Shy goes at 35. Obviously, Lime with the longer time of streaming, it is possible for you to get it, but it is, I
I'm
mean,
just cool like
it's
that.
also one of those it's definitely one of those things where even a short time streamer can stream a lot of different games. So congratulations there. Now here comes the next one. So according to the information gathered, how many games have you all streamed,
Combined?
including you've each streamed this game on your streams at some point to include AMSR and just chatting?
So we've all
Helldivers?
done.
Lo-fi.
I don't need the name of games. How many
No, I've never
different
streamed
games?
lo-fi.
Oh, how many?
many?
So we got
I
one
think
ASMR.
3.
Okay, hold on. ASMR is definitely one we've all done.
Yes.
Spirit City Lo-Fi
Nope,
is
I
one
haven't. I've never done ASMR online.
Oh, you've never done it as a category? Okay.
Oh.
No.
I haven't done Spirit City Lo-Fi as a category, I don't think,
Me
either.
neither.
So
But we've all done Helldivers.
Helldivers is definitely one.
Yes, Helldivers.
We've all done just chatting.
Just chatting.
Yes. I don't know if I've ever streamed Deep Rock Galactic, but I know we've all played it together on stream.
I don't.
Let's
God,
see.
I don't know.
Phas.
There are those ones so far. Phasma.
Yeah, Phasmo.
Phasmophobia,
Mhm.
right?
Oh, what is that one? Leave the Company.
Lethal Company. I don't
Never
think
streamed it.
Lime's
Never
streamed it now.
Nah.
And let's
I
see.
think that's it. I think it's 3. The little smile
would
over on
probably
Grace's
say-
face.
I would probably say it is 3.
I'm just is that what we're going with? 3?
Yeah.
3.
You're
Unless
actually
I really-
incorrect. It is 6 different games y'all have each streamed at the
Okay, tell us.
at times.
Tell us. I learned something about myself today.
Oh, I'll have to get back. I didn't write all those games down. I had to
Oh,
count
okay,
them all.
okay. Oh, okay.
I didn't write them all down. But yeah.
6
Okay.
games.
So unfortunately, you did miss that one, but that's okay. That still puts you as potential 9 score. Here is question number 7. What is the one redeem that all but one member of the Coven have in their streams?
Let's see.
Self-care.
I think that would be the case because Lime's is still
Self-care.
hydrate.
Yeah, I don't have a self-care.
No.
I have like the individual.
Tal
one.
doesn't have a self-care.
Yeah, I don't have self-care either.
No, he does not either.
Oh,
Let's see. We all have a
is
first.
it the praise me? I know that Tal,
Does
Shy have it?
myself, and Shy have it.
And I have
First.
He does not.
Ooh.
That would be
Oh,
that would be the
is
one
true.
that comes to
Yeah.
mind.
Praise.
Yeah, I think it's praise.
I'll agree with praise me. That'll be my final answer.
You must have had yours turned off because you did not have that when I went to go check it. But
I do have it. Yeah.
I
I
will-
think I had it turned off.
I will accept it. Since obviously there is a consensus of it, so I will accept it and I will give that point to you. But actually, one of you don't have a daily regime, and one of you actually don't have a throw regime.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't have a throw.
Talbot doesn't have a throw.
But
and Lime doesn't
everyone
have
has a daily. Well,
Lime
no,
does
it's
not.
called Lime tax.
No, I
It's not
don't.
daily tax.
It. I guess that was a gray one, and that's why I put the throw. But technically, that was a gray one because yes, she has the Lime tax, but it's just there.
It's not a daily, right?
It's not an actual trackable daily. So, but I will give you the point on the praise me because if there is a consistency that Shy does have it, just was off. Perfectly
I've been messing
fine.
with my redeems so much lately, and I've been turning some off and turning them back on as I've been like editing them and stuff. So that's probably why. But I have a praise me and I have a scold me one.
Oh, and I thought you did, but I didn't see it, and so
That's fair.
so that was why it took out for the two of y'all because Alter doesn't have one, and neither do you. So that was
No,
at that time.
I don't praise my food. I praise the chef that prepared it.
Oh dear lord. Question number 8. Which member does not have a change redeem on their stream.
What do you mean by a
Think
change
as, like, a
redeem?
different outfit?
A different form of any
Well, then
sort.
that would be Shy.
No, she has her chibi.
Well, I mean, okay, so
It
you
would
have
be
your
Talbot.
No, 'cause
Technically,
Talbot
it
has
would
Boombi.
be
I have
me because I don't have a. You turn into a slime. Alt
Right, a
turns into
full-on different slime.
Bathu. He
Yeah.
turns into Boombi. I just turned Chibi. I don't technically have a different
doesn't
form I
change.
turn
Right.
into.
So I would go with Shy.
That's correct. Shy was the only one that didn't have a true change in form with it. So,
I'm learning all kinds of new things tonight.
so hey, when I do my research, and again, this goes back, I made a mention of going back to the Booze Cruise. I'm the game master with the maps, and I developed the entire Jeopardy board for it, which comes with shit ton of research. I search every one of us and doing all that, so it's definitely a fun thing to do. And I got really excited to do all this with y'all because I know all y'all. I believe that I consider y'all people that I've met and people I want to continue to get along with from here to the future, but I don't know much about y'all, to be honest. So going through and researching all this was actually a lot of fun. It was very interesting. Now here's an interesting one. This game made it in the top most played games for 3 out of the 4 covens, not to include Just Chatting or AMSR.
Oh, this is easily
Helldivers.
Helldivers.
Yeah, Helldivers. That's
for democracy.
injury.
So-
What injury?
Okay, so now this last question, and to get you to 9 points, this last question is a 4-part question.
Oh no.
And it's basically an answer needed from each and every one of you, and you cannot answer for your own. So
Okay.
each of you get one answer to answer for for one of the other coven members. And if
Okay, you're gonna have
3,
to direct us.
yeah, we'll start off. But if 3, I'll give you 2. No, 3, because 2 of y'all are like really play all the time together. 3 out of y'all have to get correct in order to get this point. Okay.
Okay.
So the final question: what is the most played games for each of the coven, not to include JS Chatting or ASMR? And we're going to start off with Shy Goddess, and you can pick any one, but the next person cannot pick the same person you did.
For Lime, I think it's Pokemon.
Okay.
But I chose Lime, so you can't choose Lime.
Which is unfortunately that's where I was thinking. I was like, she plays Pokemon a lot, but then I also know you played Pokemon a lot. I'm trying to think. Give me a moment. Well, okay, this is going to be a cop out. I would say that Talbot and Helldivers. Because that would be my
Oh dang! I was gonna pick Talbot too, but it wasn't Helldivers. That means Altered would be the Longing.
That leaves me with Shy, and I'm gonna say, what is it? Disney Dreamlight Valley?
So final answers? No one wants to change?
No.
I'm thinking.
Oh no.
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Because Vital, like, you weren't streaming very often, but you were streaming Helldivers with us quite a lot. The only other one I can think of that you played a lot was 5M.
Yeah, but I didn't stream it.
Okay. And then there's Ace Combat.
Can I
But that was-
okay,
that didn't answer
after you tell us if we're right or wrong, can I guess Talbot's after?
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with Helldivers for now.
Okay. Only one of you got the correct answer,
Cool.
and that was Limejello.
Yeah.
The logging is one of the longest games that you have streamed on live, Altered, for 116 hours total.
Fuck me.
Yep.
Lime's actually most streamed game is Stardew
Breath
Valley
of the-
for
Really?
169 hours.
I would have bet it was Breath of the Wild.
That's a very close second, isn't it?
That was 4, I believe.
Oh.
But yes, you were, because I think just chatting and gets in that middle of there.
Oh no!
But yes, Stardew Valley is the longest for Limejellomoster at 169 hours. Tao's longest stream game is actually Code Vein.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yes. Fuck that game. Oh.
And Shy's longest streaming game is Overwatch, or Overwatch 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I would have gotten all of you right.
That makes sense. Yeah. I played a ton of Overwatch.
Lime best member.
So
How
congratulations.
much I lurk in your streams.
There you go. Congratulations on there. Unfortunately, y'all didn't come to the top, but still a whopping high score of 8 questions out of the 10. Congratulations to that. How did y'all feel? Did you feel like you kind of didn't know as much as you thought, or did you feel like you were spot on? Like what did y'all feel about those aspects?
I mean, we were
Felt
pretty
really damn.
close.
Yeah, I felt pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I am ashamed. I commit seppuku now.
This segment is the mixtape Would You Rather. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a couple questions on Would You Rathers. Gives you one or two choices. You pick one or the other and kind of go on to it. Now, I have had 3 of y'all on here already before. So I'm going to try to make sure I don't ask the same questions I've had before and try to really mix it up into it. But question number 1. Would you rather switch with the person to your left or right? Well, it doesn't matter. Left or right of you for a day and stream as them, or would you rather to face cam stream for an entire day?
Oh, I'm streaming as Altered or Talbot. There ain't no way you're getting me on camera. I'll just listen to those little feet taps for the long.
Oh, that was a slap.
Oh my! I actually miss listening to that. I was talking about that earlier.
It's interesting because I am gonna bring it back as the featured game again because I'd been playing it still like offline, off stream because that was the commitment, but I hadn't streamed it for a while now, so I'm going to go back to it. And as for my answer, I would rather see. Okay, my thought immediately goes to lasting impact on their brand because of who I am and how I handle myself. I would go ahead and face stream.
Oh, you can't ruin my reputation more than it already is.
Yes, I could. Trust me.
I would stream as alt. That'd be fun. I get to beat Bathy with the stick.
I don't beat him with a stick.
You alone.
It's a switch, not a stick, okay?
Different. I would stream as Lime because nap. Why not?
I don't nap on stream.
No, but after
After stream.
No, but again, would stream as Lime and nap.
And nap.
I could nap.
And all those made perfect sense, to be honest. I didn't think there was going to be any much different onto there, so that's always good.
I can see the little loading wheel. I used to have a toggle for that.
Sorry, let me try that again. Would you rather continue in the way of content creating and content creators that you are, or completely stop everything in order to live around each other IRL?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Oh,
So define, like, if you would, for me, stop being content creators as we are. Does that mean we are no longer making content, or just we are no longer Limejellomoster, Altered Entertainment, The Shy Goddess, and Talbot Stories?
So
Okay.
you can no longer be Altered Entertainment. You can no longer be Limejellomoster and so on.
But we can still still do content.
Yep.
Just not these characters.
Yep.
Oh, easy.
Easy.
Get my
Yeah,
passport.
fuck
Move
that
to the
shit.
States.
I was about to be all
create-
like, but this is what made us family.
I haven't. Yeah, oh, Talbot's over there. Like, but friends,
My heart-
family.
My
Like,
feelings-
wait, this is
We're all
a
like,
hard
get
choice. I don't
fucking
like
rid
these
of them. Let's
questions
go.
anymore.
That's my thought immediately was like, all right, where we living?
Yeah. We'll
Yeah,
create
business
we'll
ideas.
create new ones. Like
Yeah.
if we're living together.
There you go. There you go.
Just imagine we just swap personas. So now Lime is the Eldritch being, Shy is the vampire.
I have the tentacles.
Just shift it all to the I'll do it right. There you go. Okay. The final question of it all. Would you rather have met each other at the point in times in your lives that you did, or meet each other 10 years ago?
I believe I can answer this one for everybody, but I can at least for sure say that Talbot and I have agreed to this already. I would rather meet each other when we had, because if we hadn't, this would likely not be the same. We weren't ready.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to go through what I went through again, 2, 3, 4 times to get this outcome, I would do it.
Same, because me and Alt have actually had that conversation as well before about meeting each other, and we came to that same agreement. Because who's to say that our
We'd be the
friendship
same
would be
people.
as close as it was, like if we met each other way back then? Like I don't think it would be.
Yeah, we would be different people.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd have to go with that. I'd have to say, it would cheapen it, because it's not just it's the pains, the experiences, the life lessons that have led us to where we are now, and how we've interacted and come to enjoy each other's company as we do now. Like without that, like 10 years for us right now, it's like our whole it's whole adult, like our growing pains right there.
Mm-hmm.
Set up mixtapes. Would you rather? Now here we go into, this is a new segment I'm going to try out, and we're going to see how it generally works out. And I figured, why not try it with the most amount of guests I've had on the show so far. Welcome to Deep Within the Shadows. So in this segment, you can ask 2 questions, any 2 questions of me, and I get to generally answer any questions that y'all would like to know about Xtengrim.
All right. Well, I have a question. Oh, I'm sorry, Lime. Please go
No.
first.
Nope. You first.
All right. So Grim, you have experience with software engineering, or at least programming at the very least. Have you had any professional experience doing that? Because again, I've seen the bot you've made, and I've seen some of the codes and conditions you've set up in Mixitup to get that running. Did you ever do it professionally?
No, my work experience has been retail. I've worked in retail for over 15 years. I have been a manager for over 10 of that, in some aspect, shape, or form. And I did pest control actually for a little bit, and then construction when I was young. I have not had a professional setting to do programming. However, I did run a game development team and was the lead programmer on there back in high school. And I sent that off to a competition, but that was pretty much about it. I have not had the opportunity to really go deep into programming in a professional level.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a question. Where exactly do you see like your content taking you? Because I know that you put a lot of work into these podcasts. Is this like something that you're gonna pour all of your energy into? Like, where is your content streaming path going?
So actually, it's talked about that a little earlier today. I have lost my value in live streaming, and it's not because I don't feel like I have not put effort into it. It's more of it, I talked about it at one point about lurkers within a stream. And it's a controversial topic, and don't misunderstand me. I love all the lurkers and all the people that support the stream and everything like that. Here's reality though. A live stream is like a comedy show or a music performance. If you do not get feedback from your audience, you don't know whether you're doing good or not. And sometimes I don't have that, and it's hard for me. And it's hard for me to continue to feel like what I'm doing is working. And on the content that I've created here on YouTube, with these podcasts, I have had so much fun doing it. I have enjoyed it so much. As a whole, I've been able to have these deep conversations so far with some amazing people, and continue to do it. And I'm only doing them once a month just because of time's sake, but I do see myself doing more of these into the future. I do see myself doing more aspects into this, like we kind of touch base as well, the D&D Pokemon sessions. I would love to hopefully make that a thing and be consistent with it and be able to pump out that content. I love live streaming. I absolutely love my Twitch. My dungeon bot that I've slayed hundreds of hours at this point on. But I know that may not be where I'm going to be the most successful. And that is just what I've seen number wise, right? I look at numbers. I'm a number person. So I have views, I have the viewers, I have the people come in. I don't have the chatter sometimes, and that's okay. And I've been able to get past that as a creator, but as a whole, it's hard. It's hard because I don't always get feedback. So I could be sitting there for 2 hours and barely get movement in chat and not know if any of that was worth value, as far as content creating. And people love it, they support it, and they're there. And I love everybody who comes in and does everything for it. And all the after feedback is absolutely amazing, and I appreciate them. But like I said, it looks like a comedy show. If I were to sit there and tell a joke and no one laugh, I know the joke didn't hit. But if I tell a joke and all I'm doing the whole session is people aren't saying anything, then it's definitely one of those things where I don't know whether my jokes are hitting or not. And that's what I feel about live streaming, and this is why I've moved a little bit more to my YouTube content, as putting more effort into it for sure.
You mind if I...
Go ahead.
Lime again, please.
I was just gonna say that you're doing a fantastic job with these podcasts. Like, I've been on here twice now, and I feel very comfortable, and I've had a lot of fun. So
much fun.
I love this path that you're taking. I think you're doing a very, very good job with it.
And I would certainly agree with the idea of the podcast being good and comfortable. Because you remember when you and I were first doing it for episode 2, I was like, I don't know what to expect. I was feeling kind of nervous, and not like that flip of a switch, you had me at ease. But I also had a thought to share with you. I don't know if you're familiar with and I don't know if you mind my plugging another name in here. They're a streamer. Okay. Have you ever watched, or are you familiar with Pirate Software? Their Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Thor, right?
Yes. I love the dude.
He had said something very similar. The idea was that because Twitch, the chat had asked him, how did you make it? He's like, well, really, what happened was my short form content, i.e., your podcast is not short form, but imagine taking pieces of your Twitch and making short form content. That's what blew up. And then because that blew up, people found him on Twitch, and then that blew up as a we'll call it a side effect. But that was the goal, was to have Twitch grow. But he did it through the short form content. And I think personally, especially if you're willing to, it'll have to be somewhat controlled unless you're intending to plan for guests to come on. Having conversations like this is what I enjoy doing personally. I struggle with solo chatting too. If chat's not moving, I struggle with kind of getting words out. But I think you can do it really well. And especially if you were just to talk about your passions, if you were to talk about software engineering, if you were to talk about building that bot. And I don't know if you want to give away, how you built it. Don't give away the code itself, but things like that, I think you can thrive with. But discoverability on the platform, unfortunately, is a little non-existent.
Yeah.
So keep going your long form, add your short form, and then see where that goes. But keep doing this, especially if you're getting much more feedback here than you were, there. Do that to, kindle it, but don't throw all your coal in that fire until you're ready.
Yeah, no, I definitely put a lot of effort into Twitch at first. Reaching where I'm at. Slow crawl, and it's been amazing, and I love everybody who has supported me and been able to give me feedback and help me out. And I've had people come and ask me a few times here and there, hey, how do you do this, and what do you look at for this, and things like that. And I didn't realize until it's too late, but more of how much more effort I probably should have done visibility wise on other platforms before focusing all on Twitch. And that was definitely things that have eye opened to me. So I'm doing things for lack of a better term, half-assed backwards. Now I'm starting to do these content and forums here on YouTube. But it honestly took a lot for me to want to do this. And the main reason why is I honestly my most fear was that I was either not going to have a co-host, which I could talk to on an ORM, or I wasn't going to be able to get guests. And surprisingly enough, I've had a much easier time getting guests than I thought I was. Which I think part of that is my interaction in the communities. I definitely try to interact and be a part of as many communities as I can, and show love and support for all people out there that I've been able to interact with. And I think that was a big difference on people wanting to be on here. And I've been super happy to have as many as I've had, and I look forward to seeing the more that comes into the future with it for sure.
Awesome.
Well, there you go. There's the shadow, deep in the shadows, and we're gonna kind of go through that here into the future, y'all. I think it's a good way to kind of get my guests to ask, hey, who the hell are you? But thank y'all for coming on in and joining us. That overall wraps up the episode 5 of the Shadow Nexus Mixtape with the amazing Coven. I'm going to give it one last time to the Coven and see if they wish to promote themselves in any way, shape, or form, and kind of give a little feedback to the audience of what to look for into the future for them.
Go, Altered.
I was gonna go. Sorry, I realized I muted. For me, currently, I'm kind of just streaming as I have the spoons and the energy to. I'm not pushing myself to do it because I feel like I have to. Right now, I do plan on coming back soon with more. I'm going more toward like crocheting and hangout streams like that. I've done like 1 or 2 and I really enjoyed that.
Oh, my good man.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have anything. I write books. I put out books. I read sometimes. Otherwise, I say lewd, audacious things that people find hilarious.
technically that.
You can find Talbot Stories on Amazon for anyone
I
who's
was just
interested in
gonna
reading
do
his
that. I was
any of
literally
his
just gonna
writings.
do that.
But there's only the one book.
So you
One
can
book
find
is
him
better
on
than none.
Amazon under authors Talbot Stories, or is it Talbot's Stories? Because I know that's your
No, it's
Twitter.
It's Talbot Stories.
Okay, Talbot Stories for anyone who's interested in finding his books. We're actually he's nearly going to be republishing the second volume of the current book that's on there called For Her Sake.
These things will also be in the link in the descriptions.
Lime, would you like to go next?
Sure. You can find me anywhere. I'm everywhere. I'm on Twitch. I stream Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, even some spicy sites. I'm on there too. So I do everything. You can find me everywhere, and it's all Limejellomoster.
Please be advised, feet pics are a premium though. Okay.
Yeah. That's extra.
And again, I'm altered. I am not quite everywhere, but slowly building stuff up. So you can find me on TikTok. I don't post much yet. You can find me here on Twitter and on Twitch as well. The only thing I would warn you for everybody is that if you do look us up, you're probably going to find a bunch of ludacities. So be ready for that. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Good talk.
Yes, we're all 18 plus streamers.
Yes. They absolutely are. Once again, thank you, Coven, for coming on in and joining me on episode 5 of the podcast. Y'all have been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing guests. If you are not following them, please go show them some love and support in all their different channels. All those links will be down below into the description. Thank y'all for everything that you do, and appreciate all the love and support on this. And if you liked everything and you came all the way to the end, please subscribe and hit the like button. Other than that, you can catch the other episodes in the podcast playlist. Link will also be probably around right here somewhere for it. But thank y'all for everything. And until next time, we will see you again. Enjoy yourself and peace out.
Charge!